In America, inflated grades mask education failures in pursuit of so-called equity.
Going on in public education in California?
Well, there's equity grading going on in California, and sadly, Andy, it's not just in California. I wish I could tell you it was just, something reserved for the left coast, but it's actually going on across the country. California, though, has been in the news recently because of the equity grading scheme that was being pushed in the San Francisco school district. And, that scheme was typical of what's being pushed around the country. And, in order to ensure that all students basically get high grades, they dress up grade inflation with this social justice fig leaf in order to basically inflate grades for all kids, regardless of whether they merit those grades or not. And so, what you get is, a scheme where you can turn in homework late or not at all and not be marked down for it. You're not going to have your regular test during the school year count for your final grade. Your homework won't count. And the only thing that really counts would be your final exam. But even then, if you take the final exam and get a bad grade, and you then can take it multiple times, over and over again. And so, and then what they do, as kind of the cherry on top of the whole plan, is to lower the benchmarks for what is a passing grade. So, instead of a 90 on a exam to get an A, you only have to score an 80. And in order to get a C, they would actually lower the benchmark down to 40% out of 100 to get a C, a passing grade. And so, again, all of that is would show that, you're not really increasing learning in the classroom. All you're doing is you're inflating the grades and papering over the failure of the school system in order to teach these kids. And you're basically committing academic fraud on these kids. And it's no surprise then that there's no evidence that this type of equity grading actually improves kids' test scores on standardized tests, because they're not any smarter. They just got higher grades, and that's a real shame for these kids.
Mind blown.